Okay, let's go.
Hi girls.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. May we meet you?
I'm Chimamanda KK in SS3 Rose.
And
I'm Amanda from SS2 Rose. And I am Chika and Esther from SS2 Days.
what are you here for today?
We're here in Hillrange for the second edition of the Enugu State Reading the
Okay, and Esther, how do you feel?
Pretty excited about it.
The reader will read the question to us. The team are expected to take 10 seconds to brainstorm. Once the reader echoes answer, one representative from the team will raise the card bearing their option at once. The reader will announce the answer, and the representatives will put down their cards in story if you are given an opportunity to do so.
Okay, so if I had the opportunity, one thing I would change is Jamie's death at the end of the novel, because Jamie was a really sweet girl and she was very nice, loving, and she really loved God. So when she died and became here, it was really sad. Yeah, that's basically what I would change.
Amanda, is this your last year?
Yes, it is.
And tell us how you feel, having been part of reading Decathlon for some years now.
Well, this isn't the first time I'm participating in this event, and throughout the time I've actually participated in it, it was a very interactive and interesting opportunity I actually took in. And I especially loved the interleading questions they asked between the rounds.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Which book would you have written? Tell us why. Let's hear from the boys.
I would have written War Horse because I like that it showed perseverance and adjustability at a very high level. Even though he was Julie was in very dire situations, and the fact that he still found home or hospitality at the end of the day from the person that he met at the beginning of the book, even though they were separated for a very long time.
Thank you so much. Quite typical of boys. None of them will say a walk to remember. They can't relate to this kind of book. In the book, Two Small Tola and the Three Fine Girls by Enugu, Moji said she will buy expensive rice with no stones after she dash. A, becomes a doctor. B, is hired at the clothing store. C, gets a job acting in a movie. D, learns how to fix computers. Answer. The answer is P.
Esther, which book did you enjoy the most?
Personally, I enjoyed A Walk to Remember
Why?
because I feel like the book has a way of connecting the reader and the writer. The writer and the reader. So if you're to read the book, at first you feel emotions and love, and at the end, yeah, it's a very nice book because personally I enjoy romance, and the book, yeah, it kept me on my toes.
Wow, that's very good. I love to hear that.
If you were asked to write a book out of the 10 books you read, which one would you have written? And tell us why. Let's go.
Okay, I would have loved to write Carolina. I chose Carolina because it's more realistic, and it's Carolina, yeah. It's more realistic, and personally, I love novels that have this relationship with our present world, the suffering, the struggles, and then finally the aftermath of everything.
Let's move on to the reading rockets. Which novel would you have written? More affair. Let's hear from you.
I would have written Talk Everlasting because the part where even though Winnie was taken away, but she felt more cared there even without her family.
And for you, Amanda, which book stood out for you?
Definitely Kite Runner. I love the character development and the emotional presentation throughout the whole book. It was wonderful.
Good. Amanda, tomorrow if you would write, which of the books do you think you would tilt towards?
I will definitely write Twins because, yes, I love stories that are very complex and interesting, but I mainly relate to Twins because the problems they face in the story is something I can easily relate with. So if I was to write a story in the future, I'll definitely write something like Twins.
Okay. And for you, Esther, what type of books do you expect to have in the next reading circle?
Okay, I expect to have a biography book. I expect to have a romance book. I expect to have fiction. I expect to have epic.
Okay, great.
Okay, Sonia, which book would you have written? Tell us why.
I feel like I would have written A Walk to Remember because I love the love that Carl and Shimon it was very heartwarming.
Yes.
So like yes, I love it.
How would it have ended?
Jenny died.
How would yours have ended?
I don't know, but like the story was very heartwarming because even though that Jamie died at the end, Carl still like he did not marry, so like the love was very powerful and very strong.
I agree with you. On that, I agree with you. The longing is the main message of Warhouse by Michael Opugo. What do you think is the main message that the writer wants to convey to the audience?
So I think one of the major messages that the author wants to convey to us is the struggles of war and the bonds of friendship that go across like different species.
Thank you very much. Chimamanda.
I think the author is like trying to tell us the devastating impact of war, in like both our normal lives and the environment at large. Because if you look at all the characters, they are just trying to survive. And the war is really having like a very devastating impact on them. And you can only be so human.
Amanda, do you expect to see more of Nigerian African writers?
Yes, I do feel that there will be a concentration on African genre in general because of doing this in Enugu. And it's really nice to present your culture in everything you do.
Okay, and are you looking forward to even writing sometime?
Yes, I love writing. It's a wonderful pastime with reading and they kind of go hand in hand.
Okay, so Amanda, do you think that for the readers, if we launch into writing next year, that would be a beautiful experience?
Yes, that's actually very nice because we're not just trying to encourage reading culture here, both reading and writing. Because as you read, you get more vocabulary and that will enhance your writing. So yeah, if we actually encourage writing here and actually read the novel and write it, that would be very, very nice.
Okay.
What do you think is the main message of Warhouse by Michael Opugo?
I feel like the main message of war is that really small things may seem so insignificant like it was, but then everything actually has like a impact. Like that's the point of it. So even if it's just anybody, everyone knows that.
Amanda, did your team win?
Yes, we did. It was really fun.
Wow, tell us more about it.
The questions were engaging and it was really nice. A chance to showcase all our reading skills. I found it really fun.
Okay, that's great. And then what do you say to Miss Penelope?
I say to Miss Penelope a very big thank you for those like us here that find joy and happiness in reading books. We thank you for the opportunity you have given us to be able to showcase our skills. Thank you, Miss Penelope, and I hope to have this experience next year.
Okay, and to Amanda, what do you say?
I'm really grateful for this opportunity. I love your generous selection. Your books are always so amazing. Really, thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
All right, thank you. And Amanda, this is your final words for us in Enugu and in Roseville. What do you have to say?
Thank you so much, Miss Penelope. I really love the novels that you really bring to us. They're so interesting, both the ones I saw last year and this year, and they really impacted both me and the school positively.
And this is Enugu Reading Decathlon. Keep reading and keep learning. Bye.